But my arms and hands are buzzing. It's so weird. It feels like I'm still running the machine. I trimmed around the fence all the way. Underneath it, I would sort of lift it up with my foot and run the machine under the fence. All the way around, all the way down. And then I finished trimming around the trees and things. I went all the way back around every plant. Trimmed a little bit back in there. Got around everything. Now I'm going to have to hand pull out around the inside and then put the mulch in. The plants grew fast. Once springtime came, the stuff grew fast. I had to pull out a Tim, when he was here, put a bunch of these solar lights around. I had to pull them all out as I go. I accidentally broke one while I was working, so it's a pretty powerful machine. Really powerful. Now I've trimmed up in front of, here's a tomato actually, so I was careful not to kill that. And some of these other things I'm eating, I've trimmed for the most part up in here. Trimmed a path to the garden. Now the garden is madly overgrown. I trimmed all of that there, that strip. But you have here, here's a yarrow, here's a fuzzy something or other. It was not an herb. I can't remember what it was called, but it was just a cute name. An interesting plant. Here I've got a weed I've got to get rid of yet. Here I've got real catnip. Then I've got thyme and hot and spicy oregano. Again, I got to clean all these weeds out and mulch around them. Here's low catmint, really pretty flowers. But I realize I'm shaking pretty bad. I'm gonna have to have a break. I think the camera's taking it out, but I'm shaking pretty bad. It's odd. So I mowed all this down, or I should say I used the weed whacker. Chop this down. It was huge. I mean, here, this is up to my waist right here. This is crazy huge. These plants. Now here, this is the plant I was eating. It's actually quite pretty. That's really pretty. And it's attracting a lot of bees, so I'm going to leave it alone. That was the leaves that I was eating. That's a root vegetable that I planted last year that never really grew. And this year it's beautiful. I really like it. And the leaves are still edible. And then I've got some radishes and stuff that are still coming up from last year. Now these are coming from seed from last year, so I'm going to clean up around them and keep some of them. I've got carrots that are still trying to grow from last year. Last year's growing season was sort of messed up, and my plants didn't really grow very well. Here's another odd thing. It was a type of radish that is growing of its own and really going to seed. So that's going to provide me with some good seeds. Probably a lifetime supply of seeds. And then here I've got two different types of lemon balm. There were two side by side. And this is my sage. So, but I hope that doesn't show up. I don't know why I'm shaking so bad. My hand is really shaking. And then here I've got, I forgot what. It really bushed out. And then there's another form of thyme, which is really pretty right now. It really bushed out, and I fear the label is gone. What's that? Herb. Oh, dill. Dill was here. Looks like dill is growing back from seed. There's a bit of dill growing from seed, I think. I don't know what this herb was. It's a member of the mint family. Let me see. Well, it smells nice. And then I've got lettuce growing from last year, from seed, because the lettuce plants went to seed. And these are actually growing better. And then there's the dill growing in between. So the dill's growing up on its own. And these lettuce plants are growing better than the ones I planted. So it's pretty crazy. I mean, here I've got lettuce I can eat, growing from seed from last year, all on its own. So, yeah. Oh, wow. That's all lettuce. So, I got plenty of lettuce growing. And then just the rest is just, what a jungle. I gotta clean this up. And then here were just some flowering plants that I put in. So, I'll get it. I'm getting there. I'm eating a lot of stuff out here. Here's a yarrow. And here was a, I don't think I can say it right, echinacea. I'm not sure if I can say it right. And I think that was it out in here. This was a row of chili peppers. I'd be happy if some of them came in. And all this is going to be mowed down and retailed. And then out in here I've got some, I've got my the stalks. Asparagus that oddly didn't grow normal asparagus stalks. It grew spindly seeds again. I don't know why. And then my onions that never did develop last year are, I'm just eating the tubers now. And they're going to go to seed and I'll use the seeds. But all my onions are just edible tubers now. Because like I said, the onions themselves didn't grow last year. And you can't eat the second year onion. Or I guess they'd be third year. They're just not food. But the tubers are good. So I have been out here eating a lot. And then there's the dandelions. The dandelion leaves is good edible greens. But it's out of hand. I've really got to cut this down. I really got to cut this all down. Except for my herbs. Yeah, so there it is. Actually, that's an herb. That's not a weed. I planted this. I can tell because of the way it's, I think, yeah, where I planted it. I had the catnip and then the other herb next to it, but I can't remember what it is. Unfortunately, my labels are gone. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was an herb right there. So, well, time to put my stuff away and go in and relax.